Right now, I want to talk about compartments. When I was a kid, my dad had this like cabinet in the basement, and it had all the different nuts and bolts. It had screws. It had washers. It had all kinds of different things, and they're all little compartments, right? It had all its little places, and that's sometimes how we think about our lives. Like, right, there's the kind of the God compartment, and there's the me compartment, or if I have kids, there's the kids department, and my married life compartment, my work compartment, my hanging out with my buddies compartment, and we don't realize that they're all in the same cabinet, and really our lives aren't as neat as that. Now again, I understand with work, you probably have to have a time where you clock out and you can just kind of get away from that, and that's fine. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like how we act, how we treat each other. And so do you find yourself treating people differently at church than maybe you do at home, than maybe you do at work or at school? If that's an issue for you, I want to give you some help. I think all week we're going to be looking at this in 1 John chapter 5. Now, 1 John is really big. John in this section is really big on us loving each other. He says that over and over and over again. He says, look, we've been loved by God, so we should love each other. And at the end of chapter 4, which is right before we're going to start today, he's kind of talking about, like, how can you say you love God, but then you hate your brother? Like, you hate somebody close to you, like another member of your church, a fellow believer in Jesus. Like, how can you say, man, I hate that guy, but say you love God? Like, how does that work? And and I think the only way to make that work is to have compartments. So I have my God compartment and my relationship compartment. And so what John is saying is they all go together, and it's going to come clear in 1 John 5, verse 1 of chapter 5. He says, everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born of God, and everyone who loves the Father loves whoever has been born of him. And so he's making like a big point here. He's saying, look, we are believers and we are children of God because of what God did. His action, His mercy, His love. He found us lost in our sin, helpless, unable to do anything, without any hope. And He sent Jesus who died for us and rose for us. And then He gives us faith. God gives us the Holy Spirit so that we can believe and trust in Him. And He calls that the new birth, right? It's being born again. We are born, and it's God's doing, God's action, God's accomplishment. And so He's saying, look, given that that's true, so He's the Father of all of us, and just like in your family, like you love your family because they're your family. And He's saying with the people of God, it's kind of the same way. God is our Father, and so we love each other. We love our brothers, we love our sisters, we take care of them, we look out for them, we try to help them. And we realize that those two things you just cannot separate. And John says, hey, let's get rid of the compartments, let's get rid of the little drawers and the little separators, and let's realize that our life is given to us by God and is to be lived for His glory, right? Where we obey Him, we love our neighbors as ourselves. It's actually pretty simple. So I want to encourage you with that today, that the love you need comes from God, the ability to listen, it comes from Him. And so turn to Him, ask Him, Lord, help me with maybe some interpersonal relationships. Maybe there's some stuff going on. When you think about people, maybe you don't like them. Maybe you are feeling some hatred toward them. Let's take that to God. Let's ask for His forgiveness and His really transforming power to help us and help our hearts. All right? I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through. Share this with somebody, and we'll talk to you next time.